Justin, I don't know. I mean, we changed some things that we thought would kind of accentuate what some of our guys we think are pretty good at doing. I think it helped Jawan Staten. It obviously didn't help several of those other guys much that we thought it would help. It's not on anyways, is it? Try not to cough into it. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. It seemed like you guys were pretty good, though, in the half court.
Justin, we turned it over 17 times, man. That's not very good.
Bob, I think Radford only scored 4 baskets the last 9 minutes of the game. 1-3-1, fatigue, better defense. What was the change that you saw at the end of the game?
I mean, really, you'd have to ask him. I thought we did, until the end, I thought we did a pretty good job in the 1-3-1. I thought we stayed in our lanes pretty well. And then at the end, we got our middle guy out guarding the wing, and which is what continues to happen to us, you know. We were making pretty good drops, and then we didn't make any drops. But I thought that was effective. They drove it at us pretty good. They made some shots. He's done a really good job with that team.
Sorry. There are obviously reasons you don't like to use that for a full game, from the way it affects your rebounding and several other factors. But
no, I used it the whole game against Kentucky. I don't have a problem using it the whole game, but I don't think it's effective the whole game. We've used it in the past to try to slow people down. I think when you first throw it out there, they try to figure it out and pass it a little bit more.
Given the issues that you guys have had in man occasionally, though, is it?
Occasionally? You're so kind.
Perhaps a little more than that then, but is it perhaps your best defense at this point, the defense that your guys are playing the best?
Well, we about lost the Virginia Tech game because we tried to play 1-3-1 and they scored like 3 possessions in a row. So today it was, but that's our problem. I don't know what's good for us because one day something's pretty good and the next day it's not any good, and you had to try to survive some other way. And we've got to. We've got to get better defensively, and with the way we play defensively is hard, because we do get spread out. But it's also the best way to protect our post guys if we do just a decent job of guarding the ball, because it elongates those passing lanes and makes post feed so much harder.
You are kind of blessed in that 1-3-1 though to have Murray, Rutledge, and Miles, big, long, athletic guys that you can play out there. They fit that pretty awful well.
Yeah, you'd like to have a little bigger guy than we had on the top, but we've got to play 2 guards. So, particularly at the end of the game like that, when they were going to pressure, you really don't want Dom back there showing his ball skills off. He wants to, but you really shouldn't.
So you say that, but you forget that you look at the stat sheet there. He not only led you as you'd expect, like in block shots and rebound, and maybe even scoring. He led in assists. He steals. Yeah.
Who, Dom?
No, Aaron.
No.
Oh. No, I said Dom out showing off his ball skills.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want to show him.
No.
But speak a little bit about Murray and the fact that all-around game that he is showing.
Bob, we all know he's a talented kid. I think he's learning how to play harder for a longer period of time. He's honest to God, he's been coachable. Since we got back from Michigan, he's trying to do what we ask him to do. know, he doesn't always do it. And you know, and let's be honest, games like this are hard for him and Dennis, you know, because they're matched up with smaller, quicker guys with ball skills, and you know, they're in a lot of ways a whole lot better off playing people their own size. But Eric's never really played in the post. We're trying to get him to where we can do that as well. And he does pass the ball pretty well. It's just what we suffer from, Bob, in all honesty, is you know, we're like a quarterback who makes the first look and that's it. You know, he's not very successful. He's really a bad quarterback. And we'll look at the first option. We won't look at 2, 3, and 4. When we get to that's what, you know, Deshaun and those guys got so good at doing. We've got to, you know, I don't know, man. I feel like a guy running around sticking all my fingers and toes and everything else in the dam, you know. It's hard to fix everything at once.
Time's going to take care of that, though, isn't it?
Well, you would hope.
You can't rush it.
No, well, you would hope so.
Coach, when you was at Cincinnati, I'm not sure how the semester breaks work there. I mean, did you ever have, you know, these lulls in the season where the attendance is not where you wanted?
No, Justin, we pretty much averaged 13,176. But, you know, we had a metropolitan area of 1.8 million people, too. So it makes a big difference. We had a lot of people from across the river. You know, that were Cincinnati people just got misguided and settled across the river. But, no, we didn't. We really didn't. I mean, we didn't have students, obviously, but then he sold the student tickets. Actually, the athletic department kind of liked it. Made a little more money. But, no, we didn't have that with fans. No.
Make this tough, this kind of stretch right here? I mean, you know going into the season it's probably going to happen, so do you schedule differently during this time?
I have a tendency to try to, you know, motivate the fans in years when I don't have to motivate my players so much, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm a big believer in history, and, you know, you get too spread out, you get your ass beat. And so I'm kind of trying to concentrate on what we're trying to do.
About 7 or 8 minutes into the game, you played 12 different players. Is part of that just reacting to the game, or is part of it, like you said, trying to fix all those different?
Well, when you say get up the line, you know what I mean? So the ball's here, and you're there. We're supposed to be up the line. We're not supposed to be even with you. When we're even with you and they run all of those curls to the middle of the floor, obviously you know when you're going, and he doesn't know when he's going, so you're probably going to get ahead of him. So we were continually in a chase mode, which isn't supposed to happen. We're supposed to be up the line to where when you go, I have some time to react, and I can then lead you to where I want you to go, and then we can then funnel the ball out of the middle of the floor and keep it on one side of the floor, which everybody in the world tries to do. And so the first guy doesn't do it, I take him out. And I told the second guy before he went in, and he didn't do it. And then I put the third guy in, and he gave up a layup on the other side of the basket because the guy just put all the way around, shot it layup. I told him down there, you know, I think the simplest explanation about what happens, Jerry Tarkanian said one time, you know, he said, there's only one pie. We don't have any more. We just got one. You know, that pie's playing time. And when so-and-so plays way better than this other guy, he's going to get more pie. You know, now they can all get pie, but some guy may get a piece of pie just 30 times bigger than another guy because he earned it. You know? So there's only so much pie. And you can only cut it up so many ways. And, you know, it's like I told you guys the other day, you know, my problem is I don't know who wants any pie. You'd think everybody wants a piece of pie, right? But it seems seemingly some of our guys, they're good guys, I think what it is. They just really want to share.
You talk about motivating players, and a lot of coaches use psychology and maybe treat one guy one way and another guy another way to try and get the most out of it if they can figure them out. Do you do that, or is pretty much everybody just disciplined? I'm thinking in terms of
Everybody does.
and he seemed to respond to it rather than pout or whatever.
Well, I wouldn't say didn't pout, but Eric's situation was different than not just not playing hard. I mean, he said it in the paper today. I think he showed up late. He's not going to show up late and play the next game. It wasn't a lot late, but I mean, that's just a lack of respect for everybody involved. So, I mean, if I didn't take him on the trip for not playing hard, I'd have to play my managers. Now, I'm not about to do that.
Anything else?
But might you train with someone else differently?
Then Eric?
Yeah, than Eric. And
I've never had. I can't ever remember anybody being dumb enough to show up late. I mean, that was a first, really. I mean, no, actually, Dom did it last year once, but and if you kind of go back, you kind of figure out when it is because he didn't play either. So,